Thank you.
Where's this one go?
Either way, there's more room here.
Okay, you want to put it on this side?
To sit with the Torah. I should be able to. I found it was just awkward. It's hard for you to kind of do it while you're singing. There was a part that we still didn't figure it out. And then you threw the thing on top of my book.
Yeah, that I'm good.
Okay. We hand it to the kids one at a time.
Right, so it is one at a time. So you hand the light one.
Well, that might be helpful still to kind of be together, because when it's two like that, it's really hard. So we'll still need both of our hands. Okay. Right.
Okay, you get your stuff.
Was that for me? Thank you.
This is for me. Or did you need one of these also?
No. Not if you have. Remember, I'm doing...
Thank you.
You don't want to look.
Okay, wait. Something. Okay, thanks.
It was the same guy from yesterday.
This one?
Yeah,
It was just on me?
he's right there.
It was on me.
He's leaving.
That's not the same guy. Oh, it is. I told you, man. I was freaking out.
There he is. Hey, if you see anything really big crawling on Holly, it's okay to go brush it off.
Where did Paulina go? We lost the bat mitzvah girl.
Wait, can you remind me of something? We have to start in a second.
I am ready.
Can you remind me of something? Mm-hmm. Is that supposed to be Margie?
Margie.
Margie.
Ghee. That's I was trying to write ghee like butter. I was trying to do a cooking reference for you. But wait, they're gonna do shehecheyanu together, so that it's gonna be talit, shehecheyanu together.
First, second, and then they're all staying up and doing it together.
Yeah.
Paulina's doing Ashrei,
Oh, there she is.
and he's doing the full Yotze. Okay, I understand. Look at these huge amounts of people.
Okay, and
It's kinda nice.
And they've already told me this person's not going to really come up. More people are going to come up here because they're going to crash it. So don't head count. Just do the names and let it be.
Right.
That's what I was told to tell you. Now that I remember. And
She prefers her name to be Gita with a hard T.
I think I've always said it properly, but thank you for making sure. Okay. Yeah. Like my friend Kate. You can't say Kate. You say Kate. So I get it.
Similar.
Yeah.
Okay. I
Candy.
forgot to button my shirt.
Candy's happening. I'll be saying something. I'll take care of it.
When's after the Torah you're doing that?
Haftarah.
After the Haftarah you're doing that?
Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. If think I've got it.
And we're closer, so back up, because the candy, remember in the last summer, it was really far away. But it's only the front rows and the adults.
Oh. Are we doing all that?
Yes, if there's time. We're late.
All my stuff's in the trunk of my car, which is at the shop.
You thought it was going to be done on Thursday.
Yeah.
So all your... Oh,
All of that stuff.
that's why you didn't have a book or the weights. Oh my goodness. That's rough.
I don't think so.
Fine.
Well, friends, Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Hi, everyone.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone.
It's good to see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's so nice to see folks. We're glad that you're here. We hope that you're well and feeling strong. And this is going to be a beautiful Shabbat. It is lovely outside. It's cool in our tent. If you feel the need for some sunshine, you can go and get your vitamin D and then come back inside, whatever works for you. We want you to take care of yourselves. So, it's still kind of warm. We do have some, if you don't have your own water bottle, because you're not actually from Boulder, then we have some water over there in the corner. We have restrooms that are marked, directions will be marked inside of our building over there, our south building. And we'll be glad to kind of help you find what you need. Right now, let's just take a breath. We're going to make a transition into celebrating Shabbat together. And it's a beautiful day. And we have lovely families and students who are going to come and lead us. We're going to begin on page 186. Hopefully you picked up one of our prayer books, a Siddur. If you have a prayer book that's a little lighter, if you need one that's a little lighter, we have some that are lighter. It's not the complete Siddur. If you do have one of those lighter ones or one that is a large print prayer book, and you could tell because it'll say Shabbat on the spine, you'll see two different page numbers. You folks will be following a page number in blue brackets. If you have a book that just has one page number, then just follow along. We begin with a prayer of gratitude for starting again, having a new day, receiving our neshama, that soul returns to us with the very first breath after we wake up. 186.
Ta'ani lefanecha melech chai v'kaya shechezarta b'nishmati b'chemela b'chemela rabba emunatecha Rabba emunatecha Mota'ani lefanecha Melech chai v'kaya Shechezarta b'nishmati b'chemela b'chemela Rabba emunatecha Rabba emunatecha.
going to continue first with our B'nai Mitzvah, receiving a very special gift. So first, I'm going to have Elijah come forward. You're going to be met by your grandparents, Harriet Stein and Bob Stein. If you'll come and stand over here, and they're going to share. And then also, I'm going to have Paulina, you're going to come forward and just wait over here with your folks, Jeff and Gita. If you friends will come over here. That's for you. How's that?
Okay.
Ready?
Okay, Elijah, we have a very happy occasion. Not only is it your bar mitzvah, it's also your birthday, same day. So we're very happy and thankful that you're here. We have for you a talit. What is a talit? It's a prayer shawl that's used by people, by all Jews, during the daylight service, and it's a shawl to represent a reverence to God. It's usually only in the daytime hours, usually not in the night service late. Okay? And we also want to hug you. And remember, when you put this shawl on, remember that we hug you and love you all the time.
We love you.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvot tav v'tzivanu lahitatef ba'tzitzi.
And we're very proud of you. What did she say?
Stay right here.
Say it first and then. Okay, great. Okay. Paulini, we are so proud of you today and watching your journey to today. You will talk later in your Devar about how to make things holy in daily life, and we have watched you do this your entire life. We have seen it in the way that you have moved little roly-polies off the sidewalk to save them from being stepped on. We have seen it in the tears in your eyes the day we drove by somebody asking for money and you realized for the first time that that person had no home. And then in the way you helped to feed the homeless by making sandwiches and giving money ever since. We have seen it in the way that you've written teachers and friends notes at the end of the year to express how much they meant to you. And we've seen it in your suggestion that we take weekly walks on Shabbat as a family. You have made us smile and laugh and so proud, Cecil, Dad, and me, since the second you were born and every day since. We're so honored to give you this tallis today, and we hope it's another way to make moments holy for you and ground you in events like today that are moments of a lifetime and ground you anytime you need in blessing and in love. And we hope it can be a connection to the many people in your life who use a tali daily and in holy moments. We love you.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvot tav v'tzivanu lihitatef ba'tzitzi.
So while your family is still up here with you, you folks are going to say a Shechianu. It's a blessing that thanks God for sustaining us, helping us to reach this really wonderful, blessed moment.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shehechianu v'kiyamanu v'higianu lazman hazeh.
Amen. Did you give them hugs? Wonderful. Let's continue again. Back into the prayer book, 192.
Oh,
Page 196.
Elohai, Neshama, Shenatata bi, Elohai, Neshama, Shenatata bi, Tehorai, Tehorai. You created me, you shaped me, you breathed me into life. You created me, you shaped me, you breathed me into life. Elohai, Neshama, Shenatata bi, Elohai, Neshama, Shenatata bi, Tehorai,
We turn again, 198, Nisim B'chol Yom. These are a series of blessings we recite. We take turns. Our friends here will go, and then the congregation joins in. And it is all about helping us to see miracles each and every day. There we go.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lasech vivina lechavim ben yom uven laila, who has given the mind the ability to distinguish day from night.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam pokeach ivrim, who opens the eyes of the blind.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam matir asurim, who frees the captive.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam zokef kefufim, who lifts up the fallen.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam rukah aharetz al hamayim, who stretches the earth over the waters.
Amen. Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Chamechin mitzadeh aver, who strengthens our steps.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam malbish harumim, who clothes the naked.
Amen. Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hanoten la'yav koach, who gives strength to the weary.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hama'avir sheina me'enai utnuma me'afa apai, who removes sleep from the eyes, slumber from the eyelids.
Amen. Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shesani b'tzelihim, who has made me in the image of God.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam she'asani ben chorim, who has made me three.
Amen. Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam shesani Yisrael, who has made me a Jew.
Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Ozer Yisrael bigvura, who grits Israel with strength.
Amen. Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam Oter Yisrael b'tifara, who crowns Israel with splendor.
Amen.
Page 204. Join with me. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu la'asok b'divrei Torah. O Adonai our God, let the words of Torah be sweet in our mouths, in the mouths of your people Israel, so that we, our descendants, and the descendants of all your people Israel, may know you by studying your Torah for its own sake. Blessed are you, Adonai, who teaches Torah to your people Israel. Baruch atah Adonai hamelamed Torah le'amo Yisrael. We're going to continue with Ashrei on 215.
Ashrei yoshvei beitecha od yahalucha selah.
Ashrei ha'am shekacha lo, Ashrei ha'am she'Adonai Elohav.
Tila leDavid aramimcha Elochai hamelech, v'avarcha shimcha le'olam va'ed.
Bechol yom avarcheka, v'alila shimcha le'olam va'ed.
Gadol Adonai umhula me'od, v'ligdulaton ein cheker.
Dor ledor yishabach ma'asecha, uverotecha yagidu.
Hadar kivod hodecha, v'nivrei niflotecha asicha.
Ve'ezuz nerotecha yameru, udulatecha asaprena.
Zecherav tuvcha yabi'u, v'tzidkatcha yiranenu.
Chanun v'rachum Adonai, erech apayim ugdol chesed.
Tov Adonai lechol, v'rachamav al chol ma'asav.
Yoducha Adonai kol ma'asecha, v'chasidecha yivarchucha.
Kevod malchuta yomeru, ugvrotecha yedaberu.
L'hodia livnei ha'adam gevurotav, uchvod hadar malchuto.
Malchuta malchut kol olamim, umamshaltecha bechol dor v'ador.
Somech Adonai lechol hanoflim, v'zokef lechol hakfufim.
Einei kol elecha yesaberu, v'ata noten lachem et ochlam be'ito.
Poteach et yadecha, v'maspir lechol chai ratzon.
Tzadik Adonai bechol derakav, v'chasid bechol masav.
Karov Adonai lechol korav, lechol asher yikra'uhu v'emet.
Ritzon yere'av yaseh, ve'et shartam yishma v'yoshem.
Shomer Adonai et kol ohavav, ve'et kol hashayim yashmid.
Tila Adonai yedaber pi, v'varech kol basar shem kochel le'olam va'ed.
V'anachnu nevarech ya, me'atah ve'ad olam. Hallelujah, Beautiful, beautiful. Hallelujah. Page 218, Psalm 150. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, that kosher. Hallelujah, that Yahweh. Hallelujah, big Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, take our shofar. Hallelujah, benevechino. Hallelujah, betofu machor. Hallelujah, 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 hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, Betzetele Shabbat. Hallelujah, Betzetele Tshuva. Kol Hashama Tehadaya. Hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah. Hallelujah, hallelujah.
The very next page, 219.
Nishma kol hayim tivarech et shimcha
Chatzi Kaddish is on 224.
When we chant the word Tush B'chata, we will rise. Vit Gadal, Vit Kadash, Shemei Rabbah, Ba'alma Dira Chirute, Ve'amlich Malchute, B'chaye Honu V'yomecho, Uvchaye Dekot Beit Israel, Ba'agala, Va'agala, Uvizman Karid, V'meru, Amen. Eheshme Rabba Mevarach, Le'ol Me'omaya, Lo Yitbarach, Yitbarach, V'yitabach, V'yitpa'ar, V'yitramam, V'yitnaseh, V'yithadar, V'yitale, V'yithalal, Shemei Dekucha, Brichu, Le'olam min kol bircha v'shirta, tushbechata v'nechemata damiru ran belma v'meru. Amen.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach Leolam Vaed.
We continue on page 228. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, yotzer or uvarei choshet, oseh shalom uvarei ehakol, hameir ala aretz veladarim aleha berachamim, uvtuvo mekadesh bechol yom tamid maaseh berachamim. Marabu ma'asecha Adonai, chulam bechokma asita, ma la haaretz kinyanecha, titbarach Adonai Eloheinu, al shevach ma'aseh yadecha, ve'al me'orei or she'asita, yefa arucha sela, or chadash al tzion ta'ir v'nizkek chulan Ve'hera le'oro. Baruch atah Adonai yotzer hamarot.
Please turn to page 231. Love your neighbor as yourself, you said, and light blinded we saw that inner and outer worlds are one, as you are one. You spoke and we wrote, we reached for you down the centuries, your light moving before us. As we climbed, fell back, and climbed again, your Sinai of life. Baruch atah Adonai, habocher ba'amo Yisrael b'ahava.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod, Malchuto Leolam Vaed. Please be seated. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levacha vechol nafshecha uvechol meodecha vechayu hadvarim ha'ele asher nochi mitzavcha hayom al levavecha Veshinam tam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shivtecha b'veitecha uvlektecha v'derech uvshokbecha ukumecha ukshartam leot al yadecha v'chayu letotafot b'neinecha uchtavtam al mezuzot beitecha uvisharecha leman tizkeru v'asitem et kol mitzvotai v'yitem kadoshi le'Elohechem ani Adonai Elohechem asher hotzeiti etchem me'eretz Mitzrayim liot lahem le'Elohi ani Adonai Elohechem Adonai Elohechem Emet.
Please turn to page 239. Emet, there is no place where you are not. Even in the wilderness there is your word. Emet, that pen strokes of lightning, white fire, black flame. Stir the soul's passion, guide our sacred way. True and enduring is Torah. Your truth for us is certain, established now and forevermore. Like Moses, Miriam, and all Israel, we sing out and rejoice.
As we chant the words of the Micha Mocha, we will come to a word kuma, which means rise.
At that moment when we ask God to rise up in support of us, we will rise to meet God halfway. Micha Mocha Bailim Adonai, Micha Mocha Nedar Batodesh, Nora Tehilot, Osef Eleh, Shira חדשה שיבכו גאולים לשמך על שפת הים יחד כולם הודו והמלכו ואמרו
Adonai yimloch le'olam va'ed.
צור ישראל קומה בעזרת ישראל ובדחי נמך יהודה וישראל גואלנו אדוני צבאות שמו קדוש ישראל ברוך אתה אדוני God Israel. We continue on page 242.
That my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu ve'Imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah, Ha'el HaGadol, HaGibor HaNorah, El Elyon, Gomer Chasadim Tovim, Bekunei HaKol, Zocher Chasdei Ha'avot Vimot, Mevi Gula, Lifnei Bneihem, Lema'an Shemo Be'ahava, Melech Ozer Mashiach Magin, Baruch atah Adonai, Magin Abraham, Bezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Elam Adonai, Mechaye HaKol Atah V'Hoshia, Marin HaTotal, Mechaye Chaim V'Chesed, Mechaye HaKol Berachamim Rabim, Somech Noflim V'Rofei Cholim, Umatir Asurim, Umekayem Emunato, Lishenei Afar, Michamocha Bal Gevurot, Umidom Melech, Melech Menit, Umechayem, Umatzmiach Yeshua, Ne'eman Natal HaChayot HaKol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayei HaKol.
Nekadesh et shimcha ba'olam Keshem shmak dishim o tobish memarum kakatu al yad niviecha v'kara ze'el ze v'amar Kadosh, Kadosh, Kadosh Adonai Tsevaot Melo chol ha'aretz Kevado Adir Adirenu Adonai Adonenu Ma'avir Shimcha bechol ha'aretz Baruch Shevod Adonai Mimkomo Echad hu Eloheinu Hu Avinu Hu Malkeinu Hu Moshienu Vehu Yashmienu Berachaman Le'nei Kol Chai Ani Adonai Elohechem Yimloch Adonai Le'olam Elohai Yitzion Ledor Vador Hallelujah Ledor Vador Nagid Godlecha Ul Netzach Netzachim Kedushacha Nakdish Veshivchacha Eloheinu Mipinu Lo Yamru Le'olam Va'ed Baruch Atah Adonai Ha'el HaKadosh.
We continue now in silence, praying through the rest of the Amidah. Please also make time for your own personal prayers.
When you are finished, please be seated. When we are all seated, we will continue together on page 260.
Ose shalom bimromav. Ose shalom bimromav. Hu yaseh shalom. Hu yaseh shalom. Hu yaseh shalom aleinu. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. Ose shalom bimromav. Ose shalom bimromav. Hu yaseh shalom. Hu yaseh shalom. Hu yaseh shalom aleinu. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down.
We're going to turn forward to Seder Kriyat Torah, the reading of the Torah, and we'll ask you to turn to page 362 in our prayer books. We also had a number of handouts for folks to share that had the Torah reading. Instead of being outside and holding second books and having that be clunky, we made a handout, and looks like there's even still some more if you need one when we do start reading the Torah. But we're going to begin on 362.
Ein kamocha va'Elohim Adonai ve'ein kema'asecha Malchutecha malchut kol olamim U'memshaltecha b'chol dor v'ador Adonai melech Adonai malach Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed Adonai oz le'amo yitain Adonai yevarech et amo v'shalom.
We ask you to rise if you are able. Our parents are going to come up and join their kids. And we also are going to invite Margie and Mo Carroll, if you folks will join us, Marian Watson and Isaiah Wisdom, if you folks will come and join us.
Av haracham b'virtzonecha et Zion tivnecha mot mot Yerush levad batachnu melech olamim.
You would open those doors, please. Yep, just like that. And the curtain, you're going to slide it open. Havu godel Eloheinu tenu chavod la Torah. Let us declare the greatness of our God and give honor to the Torah.
Ki mitzion tetzei Torah. Ki tetzei Torah. U'yvar Yerushalayim. Baruch Shenatan Torah, Torah. Baruch Shenatan Torah, Torah, Le'amo Yisrael, B'kedushato.
You know, it's one of our most favorite things to do is to pass the Torah to young people like you. And I think it's really significant because you get to bring it to a community. We get to have our own encounters through your hands, and also today it's through your eyes. So what we hope with all of our hearts is when we give you the Torah, well, first don't drop it. That's really important. But after that, what we really hope is it continues to give you strength and give you comfort. It helps you to feel grounded with this community and with your God.
Bring that arm, this arm down. There you go.
Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Echad Eloheinu, Gadol Adonenu, Kadosh. We turn and face the ark. Gadlul Adonai iti, unerom emas shemo yachta.
Adonai, Hagedula, V'Hagevura, V'Hatiferet, V'Hanetzach, V'Hahod. Kicho b'shamayim u'va'aretz, Kicho b'shamayim u'va'aretz, Lecha Adonai, Hamamlacha, V'Hamid Nahas. Lerosh Shlosha Divarim Al Shlosha Divarim Al Shlosha Divarim Haolam Omed Al Shlosha Divarim Al Shlosha Divarim Al Shlosha Divarim Haolam Omed Al HaTorah Ve'al HaAvodah Ve'al Gemilut Chasadim Al HaTorah Ve'al HaAvodah Ve'al Gemilut Chasadim Al Shlosha Divarim Al Shlosha Divarim Al Shlosha Divarim Haolam Omed Lo Yisagoy El Goy Cherev Lo Yidmei Duod Milchama Lo Yisagoy El Goy Cherev Lo Yidmei Duod Milchama Cherev Lo Yidmei Duod Milchama Lo Yisagoy El Goy Cherev Lo Yidmei Duod Milchama Lo Yisagoy Goy Cherev Lo Yidmei Duod Milchama Lo Yisagoy El Goy Cherev Lo Yidmei Duod Milchama Lo Yisagoy El Goy Cherev Lo Yidmei Duod Milchama Lo Yisagoy El Goy Cherev Lo Yidmei Duod Milchama.
If we can invite Adam Rauch and Eric Storley to help undress the Torah scroll.
Lo Yisagoy El Goy Cherev Lo Yidmei Duod Milchama Lo Yisagoy El Goy Cherev Lo Yidmei Duod Milchama Lo Yisagoy El Goy Cherev Lo Yidmei Duod Milchama Lo yisa goy el goy cherev, lo yamedu od milchama. Lo yisa goy el goy cherev, lo yamedu od milchama. Lo yisa goy el goy cherev, lo yamedu od milchama.
May be seated.
Okay. We're more.
So before we share the reading from the Torah, we ask our students who become B'nai Mitzvah, always to share a message. What we ask of them is to give a Devar Torah. Devar Torah literally means a word of Torah, but it's really so much more than that. It's more than just telling us what's in the Torah. What we really ask of them is not actually so easy. We ask of them to share their Torah. There is this traditional teaching that everybody was at Mount Sinai together, all of us, and everybody received, and based on the grammar and the interpretation from the Hebrew, everybody received their own Torah, which means that we have our own encounters with it. We have our own eyes. We get to see it in a way that might be different from one another. And it's not just diversity, but plurality of ideas. I think that makes all of this rich and gives us something to learn and to help us as listeners, as folks in the congregation, helps all of us to learn and to grow. There's nothing really sweeter than when our students become our teachers. And today there's going to be good teaching, so listen up. I'm watching. Who's going first? Okay.
In my Torah portion, B'midbar, the Jewish people have just been freed from slavery under the Egyptians and have just begun their journey through the wilderness into their new lives. Every time they wanted to stop, they set up tents. There were no synagogues in the wilderness. They had very few possessions and likely little idea about where to go or what to do. But they did have each other and their faith in God to create something amazing on this difficult journey. What I learned from this portion of the Torah is that even when you don't have a lot, you can create something very big that lasts for many generations by giving it meaning through your actions. The Jews weren't free to practice Judaism as slaves in Egypt. When they were freed, they had to leave quickly and had very little, but they were able to create something holy through practice. They created a way to continue to practice Judaism as free people traveling to a new land. The sacred practices that they created when traveling through the desert helped to put holy practices in place and ultimately a religion that would last forever. Judaism was there guiding them through this hard time. In my Torah portion, it states very specific rules on how items were stored, presented, moved, how people touch it, and which people could touch it, the Kohathites. For example, they were instructed to take all the service vessels in which the service in the sanctuary is performed, put them into a blue cloth, and cover them with a covering of dolphin skin, which they then place on a carrying frame. This was given after a similar list of instructions for items including tables, vessels, a menorah, pictures, altars, arches, and tablets. Specific and thoughtful instructions were given for ordinary items, making them sacred. I think they wanted to protect these items because it gave them meaning in their lives. Even through difficult times, they swore to protect these items and created a holy practice. When you treat something as holy, it becomes holy. This got me thinking, what is it that I care about and how can I treat it as holy in order to protect it for the future? For the Jews, leaving slavery and entering the wilderness, they cared about their religion and their community and created holy practices for the items they had. Some of the things I really care about are the earth, my family, and the communities I am a part of. What can we do today to treat the earth as holy and help protect it? A few ideas are using less trash, turning off the lights, biking and walking to closer places, and planting trees and gardens. Another thing I care about is family. These are the people who have shaped me into the person I am today. They are the ones who are always there for me, they make me laugh, and they make me happy. I can treat my family as holy by being nice to them, helping them, making them laugh, being a leader to my cousins, and most importantly, being myself. Like the Jews in the wilderness and throughout time, I also care deeply for our community. I'm a part of a lot of communities. My family, friends, my neighborhood, and Congregation Har HaShem are my most important communities. These communities are represented by the people I see every day. I can treat these communities as holy by being there when people are having a hard time, being kind, being positive, and being unique. As the Jews began their journey, their new lives as free people and started off with very little possessions but a strong sense of community and religion, through time and holy practices they created something that would last forever. Now let me leave you off with this. What do you care about and how do you protect it and make it holy for the generations to come? Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom. Amazing. Good for you.
Good morning, everyone, and I hope you're having an amazing day. My Torah is about the Kohathites, a clan within the Levite tribe, are moving the tabernacle, and they're the only ones who can move it and its sacred items. They carry out all these rituals according to the Torah that only they can do. These consist of putting things like dolphin skin over the ark before it was moved. Ordinary individuals were not allowed to go into the tabernacle because it was too holy, and ordinary people could not get too close to God. A blue cloth was placed over the menorah. In the Torah, the common folk were not allowed to handle the Torah or even learn it. I disagree with this Torah because I think we should all get to learn Torah and what it says. I think we should all get to learn Torah, not just one tribe and one bloodline inside that tribe, because otherwise we're never going to learn how to grow from Torah. If the most important thing is to keep the Torah sacred, then we will never learn because the Kohanim, the priests, are gone, and who knows how to handle the Torah when they are gone. When the people say that they want to keep the Torah sacred, it's understandable, but we need to keep the teachings alive. There are many measures to keep the tabernacle sacred, and putting dolphin skin on the ark is not something the Kohathites are the only ones who can do. Just because they're from one important guy doesn't mean they are better than everyone else. I think that everyone is equal, and if the Kohathites are the only ones allowed in the tabernacle, then are we not as good as them? I think that we should all take in the Torah and all have it in our memories. We need to learn Torah because it brings our community together and we can connect in different ways through it. If we followed all these ancient principles today, there would be a big problem. If one can't connect or learn Torah because we are not holy enough, like the Kohathites or the Levites, then today we would not be able to be called to the Torah or even become a B'nai Mitzvah. If we want all of these sacred people and things to be around for as long as we are, then we should honor other people and let them be on the same level as the so-called sacred people. When we have nights like Simchat Torah, the celebration of finishing and restarting the Torah, we open up the entire Torah and we are all touching it or surrounded by it. It isn't just the sacred people who are taking it in, it is everyone, and I appreciate that. With learning Torah, we can make younger people become more active in the community. We can pass it on to them, or even though they are not part of the Kohathites, and they can keep it sacred. In conclusion, the fact that Aaron's bloodline are the only people to learn and take in Torah is not right, because we should all be able to keep Torah alive. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
They're so cool. We have one argument, that is one teaching that is about how these people are models for us, because they after having nothing, they get to look at something, make it holy, see its holiness, its value, and its value for the whole community. And with the other hand, we get another teaching that says everybody needs access. Everybody should have an opportunity to connect, not just people who are supposed to be from a particular family or dynasty. That it has to be open for all. And they're both right. And that's one of the sweetest things about coming together and having a real conversation about what Torah is, or a Devar Torah, because it's not just about the academic study of things. It's about, what do we take away? How do we see the text? What's the Torah that I receive, and how do I bring it out into the world? And the two of them, from very different places, looking at the same verses, came up with, on their own, came up with perspectives that I think can be very meaningful for us, and both are true. We'll talk more about it a little bit later. Now we are going to be looking at the text. Can I borrow this for a second? So, we're in the Torah portion is Bamidbar, and we're in the book of Numbers. For our friends that are following at home, if you're going to look up in your own Tanakh or your own Chumash, your own Torah commentary, or our Bibles, we're at the book of Numbers, the fourth book in the Torah, the book of Numbers, chapter 3, starting at verse 44 is where we begin. For our friends that are here, we have these handy-dandy little handouts that I mentioned before. You can follow along if you choose. And you'll be able to follow along with the text.
It's okay, I'm first.
I'm sorry?
'Cause I'm first.
Okay. For our friends who are coming up for an aliyah, we have the words for the blessing up here, but if you wanted to bring your own siddur, the blessing before and after the reading of the Torah is on page 368. Page 368. And for the first aliyah, we have a lot of people who are going to squish on this tiny. So while Holly is going to be chanting, we're going to invite Ben Hale and Becky McNeil, Dan Cohen, Julie Cohen, Madeline Cohen, and Steve Freiberger.
Ya'amdu Benjamin ben Yaakov v'Chana Gittel, Rivka ba'Avram v'Sarah, Daniel ben Goldi v'Hershel HaKohen, Gabriela bat Gil u'Miriam, Malka Chaya bat Zev v'Sarah.
I didn't get to look beforehand. Nice and easy.
Yes.
We have everyone? Do you Vaed.
Baruch Adonai Habarach Le'olam Vaed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu Melech Haolam Asher Bachar Banu Mikol Ha'amim V'natan Lanu et Torto. Baruch Atah Adonai Noten HaTorah.
Amen.
Amen. Vayedaber Adonai al Moshe lemor, kach et halvim, tachat kol bechor bivnei Yisrael, vet behemat halvim tachat behemtam, vayu li halvim, ani Adonai, ve'et peduyei ashlosha, v'hashivim, v'hamatayim, v'haodvim al halvim, מבחור בני ישראל ולקחת חמשת שקלים לגולגולת, בשקל הקודש תיקח 20 גרה השקל.
Beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you.
Amen. Yasher koach, everyone. Thanks so much. You can all return back to your seats. Good. May I? For the second aliyah, Avery is going to be chanting, and we're going to invite Adam Blatt, Julian Blatt, Milo Freiberger, Jonah Antman, Eitan Cohen, Zev Cohen, Jasper Hale. Is there anybody not called?
It's their chavara.
It's a chavara.
Ya'amdu, Emmanuel ben Rachamim v'Rivka, Emet ben Rachamim v'Rivka, Tzur ben Malka Chaya v'Steve, Yonah ben Yehoshua v'Yakova, Manoach ben Gabriela v'Daniel HaKohen, Ephron ben Gabriela v'Daniel
hold it for them.
HaKohen, and Yankev ben Benjamin v'Rivka.
Get close to everybody. Are you guys all connected? Can you see? All right. Hit it. Baruch Hu. Hey. Baruch Hu Adonai Hamborach. Baruch Adonai Hamborach leolam va'ed. Baruch Adonai Hamborach leolam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah. Amen. See where you are?
Venatatan hakesef la'aharon uvanav peduye ha'otfim bahem vayikach Moshe et kesef hapidyom me'et ha'otfim al peduye halim me'et bechor B'nei Yisrael lakach et hakasef hamisha v'shishim ushlosh meot va'elef b'shekel hakodesh v'yitein Moshe et kesef hapduyim La'aharon uvanav al pi Adonai ka'asher tziva Adonai et Moshe.
Beautiful. Yasher koach. Yasher koach. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam nata b'tochenu Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah. Amen. Yasher koach. Thank you, folks. Good to see you. For the third aliyah, Evan Kornbluth is going to be chanting, and we invite for the blessing Craig Kornbluth, Dina Kornbluth, Josh and Marnie Zapin, and Barbara Zapin.
Ya'amdu, Akiva Moshe ben Chaim David, Dina Tova bat Akiva Moshe v'Chana Tzipora, Yoshua Yaakov ben Yisrael u'Bracha Pesha, Miriam bat Machmeel v'Chana, Bracha Pesha bat Yaakov v'Sarah.
Yes. You guys know. You're the Evan. Good to meet you.
Right.
I'm ready.
Okay. Baruch Lu et Adonai Hamvorach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach leolam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach leolam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher bachar banu mikol ha'amin v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Amen. Vaydaber Adonai el Moshe ve'Aaron lemor na'asa et rosh b'nei Kehat mitoch b'nei Levi lemishpatam u'lebeit avotam miben 30 shana v'mala v'ad ben 50 shana kol ba latzava la'asot milchama b'hol moed zot avodah b'nei Kehat b'hol moed Kodesh HaKadashim.
Yes.
Asher natan la Torah temet v'chai olam anta v'tochenu Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Yesher koach, everyone. Well done. Beautiful. For the fourth Aliyah, Cecil is going to be chanting, and we invite Eli Levenstein and Deborah Levenstein. For our friends that are online, we're at Numbers chapter 4, verse 5.
Yamtu Eliezer Chana ben Reb David Dovasara Devorah bat David Umayan.
Good Shabbos. Did you want to?
He's the reader. What did you want me to do?
Did you want to touch?
Oh, yeah.
There you go. We'll close it.
You good to go?
Yeah, go ahead.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach leolam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach leolam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam. Asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'nosan lanu et Torato. Baruch Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Let's see. Aaron Vanav, this one right over here. See it?
Yes. Uva Aharon Uvana bin Soach HaMachane Vehoridu et Peroch et Hamasach Vechisuva et Aron Haedut V'natnu alav Kisui or tachash ufarsu veged kelil techelet mil malach v'samu badav ve'al shulchan hapanim yifresu veged techelet v'natnu alav et hakarot vet hakafot vet hamnakiot vet kesot hanasech velechem hatamid alav yeh ufarsu alehem beged tolat shani vechisu oto b'michse or tachash v'samu et badav.
Baruch Adonai
Eloheinu melech haolam Asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam nota b'tochenu Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Yesher koach. Yesher koach. Good to see you. For the fifth one, we're continuing with Tamara Kaiser. Book of Numbers, chapter 4, verse 9. For the family to come forward, Mark Levenstein, Bracha Rosenstein, Reuven Schleifer, Sue Levenstein, Seth Rosenstein, Ali Schleifer.
Ya'amdu Moshe Yisrael ben Eliezer v'Tamar, Bracha bat Chaim, Roni Udevora, Ruvain Natan ben Chaim Roni, Bina Yamit bat Avraham v'Sarah, Shet ben Mendel, Adina bat Sarah.
Hi, friends. We have everyone? Yeah?
I think we're the whole crew.
Good, good.
Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamvorach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach le'olam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach le'olam va'ed. Baruch Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen.
Can you show me where? Here we go.
Good.
Okay. V'lachu beged techelet v'chisu et menorot hamaor v'et neroteha v'lachkateha v'et machtoteha v'et Kol klei shamna asher yishatu la bahem v'natnu ota vat kol keleha el michse or tahash v'natnu al hamod ve'al misbach Hazahav Yifrasu Beget Techelet V'chisu Oto B'mechse O Tachash V'samu Whoops O Tachash V'samu Et Badav.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chayei olam natan b'dracheinu. Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Shukach, everybody. Thank you so much. Thanks, folks. Yeshukach. Shukach Hashem. Okay. Good. While the Torah is still out and amongst us, this is our moment to turn our thoughts and prayers to those who are in need of healing, a healing of body and a healing of soul. Our custom is to share names out loud for those who choose. If you are thinking of someone, if someone's on your mind, in your heart who could use a little strength and love and hope from us, then we invite you to lift up their names. You can just call them all out together, and then we'll continue with this prayer for healing. So for all of those names that were shared, for those names that weren't shared, for those that are still we are thinking about, and so many others who are hurting from just turbulent times, these cities with gun violence, people we know with COVID, folks throughout the world, we are wishing all of them a refuah shlema, a speedy and complete healing. Mishaberach avotinu v'imotinu Avraham Yitzchak v'Yaakov, Sarar Rivka Rachel Leah, hu yivarech et acholim, Kadosh Baruch Hu im lerachamim aleihem, להאכלימם ולרפאותם ולחזקם, וישלח להם מהרה רפואה שלמה מן השמיים, רפואת הנפש, רפואת הגוף, השתה בעגלה בזמן קריב ונאמר, Amen. May the one who blessed our mothers and fathers who came before us, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah, bless and heal all of those who are ill and facing challenges of their own. May the Kadosh Baruch Hu, the Holy One of Blessing, be filled with compassion for their health to be restored and their strength to be revived. May God swiftly send them a complete renewal of body and soul. Let us all say Amen.
Amen, amen. Ta'amud habat mitzvah, ta'amud Paulina Sarah bat Gita v'Jeff.
Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamvorach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach leolam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach leolam va'ed. Baruch Atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch Atah Adonai noten ha'Torah.
Amen.
V'lakchu ekol klei hasharet asher yishartu vam v'kodesh v'nanu el beged techelet v'chisu otam v'michsei or tachash v'nanu al hamot v'dishnu et hamizbeach ufarsu alav beged argaman v'nanu alav eko kelav asher yishartu alav bahem et hamachtot et hamizagot vet hayayim vet hamizrakot kol klei hamizbeach farsu alav kisu or tachash v'samu vadav v'chila Aharonu vana lechasut et hakodesh ve'et kol klei hakodesh b'nsoach hamachane v'harechen yalva'u v'nei kehat la'ased v'lo yid'u el hakodesh v'ametu ela masa v'nei kehat b'ohel moed.
Beautiful. Yes, closing blessing.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torat emet v'chayei olam natan b'tochenu. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'Torah.
Amen. Beautiful, beautiful. Ya'amud habar mitzvah. Ya'amud Eliyahu ben Yehoshua Yaakov u'Miriam.
Baruch Hu et Adonai Hamvorach.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach leolam va'ed.
Baruch Adonai Hamvorach leolam va'ed. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar banu mikol ha'amim v'natan lanu et Torato. Baruch atah Adonai noten ha'Torah.
Amen.
Uvkudat Elazar ben Acharon HaKohen Shemen HaMa'or Uktoret HaSamim Uminchat HaTamid Veshemen HaMishcha Pekudat Kol HaMishka Vechol Asher Bo Pekodesh Uvchelav Vaydaber Adonai al Moshe ve'al Aharon lemor al tachritu et shevet mishpechot hakahati mitoch halvim ve'zot asu lahem v'chayu v'lo yamutu begishtam et kodesh hakodashim Aharon uvanav yavou v'samu otam ish al avodato ve'al masa'u ve'lo yavou lir'ot kevala et hakodesh v'ametu. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher natan lanu Torah emet v'chaye olam nata betachenu Baruch atah Adonai noten haTorah.
Amen. Yes, good for you. A little early. So, oh no, I understand what you're saying. We're going to return to the prayer book, the bottom of page 370. We'll ask you to rise if you are able for Hagba Ugalila, the raising and the redressing of the Torah scroll. For Hagba, Danny Sherwinter is going to come forward to redress the scroll in Galila. We're going to have Ira, Lori, and Meredith Zapin. And to sit with the scroll, Steve Bachnick.
Vezot haTorah asher sam Moshe lifnei bnei Yisrael al pi Adonai beyad Moshe.
You can go and have a seat.
Al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim, al shlosha devarim.
Okay, who's our redressers?
All
of you? Okay, you get the 1970s belt. So you put that around, right, just like that. And it's going to go on the front.
Shlosha devarim haolam,
This will go over and the slit
omer.
faces us.
Al haTorah ve'al ha'avodah ve'al gemilut chasadim. Al haTorah ve'al ha'avodah ve'al gemilut chasadim.
So the front, that's the
Al
front, and it goes right
shlosha
over there.
devarim.
And you
Al
could put this
shlosha devarim.
on this
Al
one,
shlosha
facing him.
shlosha devarim haolam
One
haolam
on top of each of
omer.
those
Al
symbols on the top.
haTorah
Beautiful.
ve'al ha'avodah
Thank you, friends.
ve'al
Yeah, we're gonna
gemilut chasadim.
Good, good.
Al haTorah
You've got it.
ve'al
You can have a seat.
ha'avodah
I'll pass it to you.
ve'al gemilut
Beautiful.
chasadim.
Thank you, friends. Yeshar koach. May be seated. Again, I'm going to tell you a couple of page numbers to follow along for the Haftarah reading. You can look at page 372 in our Siddur in the prayer book. And the text itself is going to be from Hosea. For our friends online, chapter 2, verse 14.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher bachar b'nvi'im tovim v'ratza v'divrehem hane'emarim be'emet. Baruch atah Adonai habocher b'Torah uv'Moshe Avdo Uvisrael Amo Uvinviye Ha'emet Vatzedek Vahashivoti Gafna Ut'e Nata Asher Amra Et Nahemali Asher Natnili me'ahavai vesamtim le'ar ve'achalatam chayat hasadeh ufkadti aleha et yamei habalim asher taktir lahem v'ta'ad nizma v'chelyata v'telech ahare me'ahaveha ve'oti shakha ne'um Adonai lachen hine anochi mefateha ve'holachtiha hamidbar v'dibarti al liba v'natati la et kerameha misham ve'et emek acharon lefatecha tikva ve'anta shama kimei neureha uchyom alota me'eretz Mitzrayim
V'haya v'yam hahu ne'am Adonai tikra'i yishi v'lo tikra'i li od bali v'hasiroti et shmo tabalim mipiha v'lo yizachru od bishmam v'charati lahem berit bayom hahu im chayat hasadeh ve'im of hashamayim v'remes ha'adama ve'keshet v'cherev u'milchama eshbor min ha'aretz v'hishkavtim lavetach ve'rasti li lelam ve'rasti li b'tzedek u'mishpat u'v'chesed u'rachamim ve'rasti li b'emunah ve'yadat et Adonai Baruch Ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam tzor kol ha'olamim tzadik b'chol hadarot ha'el haneman ha'omer ve'oseh hamdaber u'mkayem shechol devarav emet v'tzedek al haTorah ve'al ha'avodah ve'al hanvi'im ve'al yom ha'shabbat hazeh shenatata lanu Adonai Eloheinu l'kedusha v'limnucha l'chavod u'tiv'aret al hakol Adonai Eloheinu anachnu modim lach u'mvarchim otach yitbarach shimcha b'fi chol chai tamid le'olam va'ed Baruch Ata Adonai Mekadesh HaShabbat
Amen. Stay right here. Stay here. These incredible young people, we are watching them becoming. We're watching them step forward and lead us. It's incredible. And to be under this tent and surrounded by community. And as I walk away slowly, it is a very, very moment filled with such sweetness. Wonderful. And in this simcha, in this joy, in this beautiful moment that we will pick up the candy afterwards, in this beautiful moment, there's no better time for parents to say words of blessing to their beautiful, amazing children. So I'm going to invite all four of you up to your side.
I can do it. Elijah. Wow. How incredible is that we are here today. Mazel tov. We are so proud to stand here as your parents with your friends and family on this special day. When we began this journey, we kind of view today as an individual rite of passage, a celebration of your birthday, which literally is today. Happy birthday, yay. It's also the Jewish legal age in which you assume the role of responsibility in the Jewish community, most importantly, a celebration of your hard work and all of your efforts. And we recognize that this is an enormous accomplishment, but it's become clear that this celebration was really much larger than that. Today is also about family, friends, and community. It's about dreams and hopes. It's about traditions and values, and the passing of these traditions and values down through the ages. And it's a day to be thankful. We are thankful that we all can be here with you, and we are so thankful that we have been able to see you grow day by day, week by week, and year by year. Speaking of years, these have been some challenging ones, but you've risen to the occasion. We have seen you try new things and take initiative. We've also seen you argue and complain. But this was also part of growing up and becoming your own person, your own man. We feel lucky to have been part of your journey, and so far, and we look forward to all the days to come.
Which is why we'd like to impart a few words of wisdom, or at least what we, your parents, think of as wise, as you take this next step in life. May you be open to things that make you uncomfortable, because it is through discomfort where there is true beauty in life. May you be open to adventure and wonder, always. Adventure and wonder is joy. Grow up, but don't forget what it feels like to be a kid. May you be open to love in all its forms. Love of family, love of friends, love of someone special, but most of all, love of yourself. Because only through loving yourself can you know all other types of love. May you laugh, always. Laughter is medicine in hard times. May you always be curious. Curiosity kills cats, but for us humans, it kills ignorance. May you always wear sunscreen. The sun is great, but too much is bad. May you always be kind to friends, family, and loved ones, but to strangers too. The world needs kindness, always. And you'd be surprised how far universal kindness will take you in life. Realize how fortunate you are and seek to help others always. And may you see the Rockies win the World Series or the Nuggets win the finals in your lifetime, or at least make it to the World Series or the finals. We know that's a lot. So we're having this printed on a 10-foot by 10-foot poster board in your room so you can read it every day. Just kidding, of course. We're in the digital age, so we're just going to post it on Instagram and @mention you. But seriously, we're so proud of you. We love you so much. We're so amazed. Mazal tov.
Stand back a little bit.
Dear Paulina, we love you, and we are incredibly proud of you. You've been studying for this moment for many years now. The last few years have been really hard. Let's be honest here. So many different things have directly impacted our community and people around the world. But throughout all of it, you persevered. You continued your Hebrew and your Torah, your homework, your music, your pets, your friendships, your family, and your mitzvot. You were a trooper during online schooling, and you were brave when it was time to go back in. Your resilience was and is amazing and inspiring. Mom and I drew strength from you Cecil drew strength from you. Your friends drew strength from you. We love your love of animals. We love how you care deeply about the roly-polies, the worms, and all of the bugs and the animals that you encounter. We love how you take care of your own pets and how you love the pets of our family and friends, like Sadie and Coco and Zora and Monroe. We wish that Ellie and Goldie and Via and Spring could see you here today. We know how incredibly proud they are of you. When you were in daycare, you used to go around to all the kids at nap time and pat their backs to help them fall asleep. You give comfort to people. You have compassion, kindness, and generosity. We know that you want to take a little break now, and you deserve that. But we also know how much you have to give to this community and to this world. We hope you will continue to learn, continue to be caring and compassionate, and continue your religious and spiritual journey. We know that this world will be a better place because of the things that you will do, and we can't wait to see what you accomplish.
All right. May God bless you with the strength, foresight, kindness, and wisdom of your ancestors and namesakes.
So let's return the Torah back to the Ark. We are in the bottom of page 374. We'll ask you to rise if you are able. The bottom of page 374. We're going to invite some friends to join us to open the Ark again. Erez Bachnik, Mirav Bachnik, Atticus Zapin, and Brian Zapin. Would you folks come and join us? 374 at the bottom half. Ki lekach tov natati lachem torati al ta'azovu.
Etz chaim hi lamachazikim ba v'tomcheha me'ushar deracheha darchei Noah v'chol netivoteha shalom hashivenu Adonai elecha v'nashuva Chadesh Chadesh Yameinu Chadesh Yameinu Kekedeh.
Close the curtains again. The doors. Thanks, friends. You can return to your seats. You may be seated. How you feeling? Pretty good. All right, good. Pretty good. I'm going to share what I learned from you. And I have a sense that you folks have learned something similar. I learned that in ancient times, they give us a model coming out of Egypt. It's only been a little bit more than a year, and they're told on how to take things that were precious to them and help use them to build community, help them to see holiness in the world, and to lift up that sense of things that were so unique, so precious, that became an example on how we treat our holy things and holy people, not clergy as holy people, but how everybody is holy in and of themselves. And I also learned that sometimes highlighting just a small group of people makes some of us feel like we don't have a place, or that I always have to defer to somebody else because they're really important and I might be less. So I learned that in this celebration of holiness and expanding that, we also have to expand it to people. And we heard that Torah is an example of helping to guide us to see that there are so many things that are actually holy, and we need to find our ways to connect to that. I think we need those lessons. I think it's so easy to say, oh, other folks will take care of this tradition, this faith, this idea, this community, and I don't have to do so much, so I'm going to sit back. I didn't think it was that funny. But this idea of taking a stand in order to build something, helping us to see that we have the power to make something holy, that's kind of amazing. If only we would remember that. Because I think we know those things that you've taught us, but for us who might be a little bit older, we tend to have this thing that happens about forgetting. We forget a lot, not just people's names. We forget how that we're supposed to be present, how we're supposed to support one another, how we're supposed to show up in the world. And you helped us to remember. So I think that's really important. And we're grateful that you shared your gifts and that you modeled how to find a piece of Torah and actually make it real. Not something ancient, but something that's living, something that's alive for now, for today, for us. And that's a beautiful thing too. And I also appreciate when we say, no, I disagree. That's important. It really is. And I think we get to grow from all of that. In the Haftarah from Hosea, we see this, at the very, very end of the text, we see this message of being betrothed, of a loving relationship between us and God. And in this betrothal, it's not just commitment, but it's going to be enveloped by righteousness and justice. And that's what I also heard from the two of you. Righteousness and justice. We have to take a stand. We have to make holiness happen. And we have to make sure that everybody has access to something that could be really amazing and generous and inspiring and comforting and good. So with that, my friends, I'm going to ask our friends here to rise if you're able. Once again, we're going to have you stand and face the ark. We're going to share a blessing with you and show our gratitude for learning from you and with you. May God bless you and keep you.
vichuneka.
Ken yehi ratzon. May God look kindly upon you, and may you always feel God's presence walking with you.
Lecha shalom.
May God reach out to you with tenderness, with love, and give you a sense of shalom, of true peace, today and every day, so that you can help bring out peace in the world. And we say to you, Mazal Tov. Good, good. You want to close the ark? Thanks, friends. Aleinu L'Shabech, 586 at the bottom of the page. We move toward our conclusion.
Aleinu l'shabeach Adon HaKol. Aratzot velo
Manu k'mishpachot ha'adama shelo sam chelkenu kahem v'goralenu kechol hamonam v'anachnu korim umishtachavim umodim lifnei melech malchei hamlachim hakadosh Baruch Hu. We turn the page.
Shehu noten shamayim
ve'yosed haaretz u'moshav yikaro b'shamayim mima'al
U'shchinatu zo begovei meromim Hu Eloheinu ein od emet malkeinu efes ulato kakatu betorato Vedata hayom, v'hashevota elevavecha, ki Adonai hu ha'Elohim, b'shamayim mimal, ve'aharetz, mitachat ein od.
591.
V'ne'emar v'ya Adonai, למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו אחד.
May be seated. Zichronam levracha. May their memories be for a blessing. If you are observing a yahrzeit, an anniversary of one's death, or if you're in a period of mourning, and if you choose to, we invite you to rise for a moment, share the name of the one whom you are remembering, and then we'll continue with additional names from our community. We also remember in those first 30 days, Adam Guibert, the son of Lynn Lecalci. We remember Rochelle Cohen, the mother of Mark Cohen. Daniel Graham, the brother of Elizabeth Friedman. Doris Schick, the mother of Jennifer Burak. Norma Cohen Friedman, the mother of Carol Forbes. And Richard Kramer, the father of Jennifer Kramer. Those yahrzeits that we recall for this week, we remember Rosa Mannheimer, Abram Zeltzer, Irving Rosner, Roy Shapiro, Vivian Hagel, Olga Kersvang, Maureen Morley, Patrick Allen DeMoss, Sam Gershon, Mary Sears, Grace Cohen, Louis Yanoff, Anna Kushaleva, Philip Zabel, Betty Rothman, Jerome Gilbert, Joe Rasnick, Jay Litzman, Juanita Horst, John Paul DeMoss, Muriel Koslov, Claire Feiner. Remember beloved baby, Louis Baradin, Harriet Kolodny Rosenthal, Irving Pfau, Geneva Sornberger Hobson, Harry Abrams, Fanya Suponitskaya. Kaddish is on page 598. We invite you to rise if you are able. Our custom is to stand together and symbolically support our friends who are mourners and surround them as we continue with these words. 598, Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, Bialma divrach yirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon v'yomechon, v'chaye dechol Beit Yisrael, ba'agala uvizman kariv v'meru. Amen. Yehi shmei Rabbah mivarach leolam omei omaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitalev v'yitalal, shemei d'kudisha barichu. Le'elav min kol birachata v'shirata, tuish birachata v'nechemata, da'amiran be'alma v'meru. Amen. Yehi shlama Rabbah min shemaya, v'chaim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'meru. Amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'al kol yoshvei tevel, v'meru. Amen. May the source of peace bereaved here and everywhere. Let's all say amen. You can be seated. We're going to invite a friend of ours representing our board of trustees. Dan Cohen is going to come forward, and he's going to share something with you two.
What a pleasure to be here.
There we go.
Thank you, Rabbi. Awesome. You guys are awesome. And it's such an honor for me to be up here with you today. I've known you for most of your lives. You and your families are people that I and my family care deeply about. And that means I've been able to see your parents as people who are incredibly devoted to this community and have made incredible contributions to the community and to the synagogue. But today, and all of the work that you've done and the learning you've done leading up today demonstrates so clearly to everybody here that you're leaders individually on your own in our community. And you demonstrated that through your teaching and by just being the good, kind people that you are. Our congregation is very proud of you. To show you more about our pride and to further celebrate you, you're getting all kinds of gifts, but you've got more today. Your own Torah commentary, and extra special, and I hope will bring you great joy, is a certificate to help you go to Israel and have an incredible experience in the summer with other Jewish teens, and I'm very excited for you when you get that chance. So on behalf of the Board of Trustees and our entire congregation, Mazel Tov, we're so proud of you.
So we're going to conclude our service with a Kiddush and a Motzi. We will be, after this, we will and invite you to first bring the Sidurim back to our cart. That would be super, super helpful for our friends and staff. And you'll be able to enter in that door, to the far door, and you can go and grab something for your Kiddush lunch. And there's tables out here. We're encouraging people to kind of not spend and do the schmooze inside the building. We want to keep everybody well and safe, and there's some tables over there. So we're going to make a Kiddush. How about we have your families come up with you, yeah? Please rise if you're able. I don't know whose cup is whose.
The dirtier one is mine. Which one is mine?
The light one. The light one. Yep.
That's yours. Go and grab. Good. Do you need the words? Vishamru
V'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat Lasod et HaShabbat L'Doratam Berit Olam V'shamru V'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat Lasod et HaShabbat L'Doratam Berit Olam Beini uvein b'nei Yisrael, O Tilei Olam, O Tilei Olam, O Tilei Olam, V'shamru v'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat, Lasod et HaShabbat, L'Doratam Berit Olam, Sheshet Yamim, Asad Adonai, Asad Adonai, et HaShamayim ve'et ha'aretz, v'shamru v'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat, Lasod et HaShabbat, L'Doratam Berit Olam. Yom HaShvi Shavat Vayinafash, Shavat Vayinafash, Shavat Vayinafash, V'shamru v'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat, Lasod et HaShabbat, L'Doratam Berit Olam. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei pori hagafen.
L'chaim. Oi. I'm glad we just used juice. Okay. We'll make a motzi together. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Okay, you from that side, and you guys from that side. Okay. Go ahead. Give a pull. They're so gentle. Good. Wonderful. Well, Shabbat Shalom to you. Wish your neighbors a Shabbat Shalom. Mazal Tov to our friends. And we're going to invite all of our youngest friends to come and gather some of this candy. We need to help clean up. Don't hit my camera over. Oh my gosh, they're fast. Be good sharers. Whoa, gentle folks.